My name's Julie Gibbons and I'm Operations Director of Autoline Insurance Group, which is one of Northern Ireland's largest independent brokers of insurance and financial services. Well, in 2012 we began to look at innovative work practices because it was sort of at the start of the recession, and it was post the European Court of Justice gender ruling on how to rate insurance premiums. So we introduced telematics technology into one of our key insurance products to be able to offer insurance to younger drivers. So it whet our appetite for a more innovative way to view our company's value chain and to look at how to gain efficiencies without necessarily making cuts. So that's why we began to engage with InvestNI's Lean service team.
We put a number of the people through training to give them the basics, and then we've run a number of projects with them, and we've really worked with them to get a common understanding of how their processes work. The first step was just mapping out the current process. So we got the teams together who were performing that particular operation and just walked them through, what happens in the process, what happens next. And even at that stage we were able to identify that even though in theory people were supposed to be using the same process, they maybe weren't. Which meant there was inconsistencies in terms of what the customer felt as a result of that process and the time it was taken as well, and even differences across the various offices in Northern Ireland that they actually have. The second part of the process was collecting a bit of data, and that was really just trying to understand what some of the issues were. For example, how long people were spending on administrative tasks.
Well, really what it's done is educated us and our staff to think more about the processes and the flow of those processes. So when somebody makes a change now, we think more about that and the impact that that's going to have further down the chain. Well, what we identified with our new business sales was that there was a lot of time being spent on administration, and we've identified that by removing that administration we can increase sales by 20%. Well, obviously part of Lean we identified different areas where we could save in productivity, and one such was postage, and we identified that by using our new eVault scheme and encouraging our customers to let us email documentation to them, that we have the potential to save 80,000 per year.
We've now got a process working with them and a structure with them. So as long as they keep identifying the projects, they now have a process that those projects can click into. And I think what we have on Autoline is we have a leadership team who can see the opportunities and are willing to put a bit of time and effort into making the improvements.
We've also looked at Lean in the accounts team and finance, as well as even marketing. So there's huge scope to apply this across the whole board. The engagement has been very beneficial because our staff are very aware now of continuous improvement. They're more engaged with coming forward with new ideas and suggestions as to how to make something more efficient, which is exactly the cultural change that we wanted to imbue within the organisation.
We can help them drive improvements. We can also help them in terms of engaging with their teams and hopefully put a process and a structure in place that there's still opportunities for more improvement.
I would recommend the InvestNI Productivity Improvement Team because they have such a breadth of experience from across all different sectors and multiple disciplines, and they're very enthusiastic and really embed themselves as part of the organisation's Lean team.